You're casually playing a game where you just beat a boss, noticing near immediately upon its defeat, hearing and seeing a notification of an achievement being unlocked. For most, it's something just to think, oh, that's neat, and move on, while others, if they are hooked on the game or wanting to achievement hunt, react with,
Yes! Yes! Yes!
okay, making progress, as I go and look at all the possible achievements that remain for the game. A modern version of achievements on Xbox and PC games, while PlayStation refers to them as trophies, have been in games since the 7th generation of game consoles. While PC gaming in particular, with Steam got it because of the orange box that was originally released on that generation of consoles. But from day one, they have been weird, typically straightforward in the form of completing the game or parts of it, being oddly abstract, being a riddle from the description to figure out what you may have to do to unlock it. While they may be satisfying to unlock, the question is, an achievement can be defined as, quote, the act of achieving or performing and obtaining by exertion, successful performance or accomplishment, end quote. With that definition, achievements can be included even in the earliest of games that include a high score, which are more often referred to as single game achievements because of that high score list being the only way to show an achievement of any sort. Some of the earliest home console games went a step further with this high score achievement, in particular with the earliest Activision games where the player was instructed in the game manual to take a photo of a certain high score, then send it into the company to receive a physical patch badge showing off the achievement they got. But at least with Activision games, that did not last for more than a year from 1982 to 1983. Later into the 1990s, some early computer games started to include what they referred to as secret bonuses that were completing either parts or the entire game with or without doing certain things, such as the game Emotion on the Amiga, which did exactly this, where it had 5 bonuses such as completing a level without rotating to the right or completely failing certain levels. Many games for a longer period of time did include some forms of secret bonuses, but up until 2005, where Microsoft with the release of the Xbox 360 created an easily accessible system being the multi-game achievement system that anyone who has played games of any sort since that 7th generation has experienced, where one game can have multiple different achievements to them with various levels of difficulty and brief descriptions of what to do to unlock them. Typically, that system is attached to an overlaying network connected to the system and its games which run on it. This first example being Xbox Live, where the achievements are attached to the player's active profile, allowing others to see what achievements they have completed. While the system was designed to be online to be tracked, the system can be run offline and still unlock achievements locally. Valve running Steam added achievements in part because of releasing their games like the Orange Box on the 7th generation of consoles and had implemented that system into their platform in 2007, while Sony with the PlayStation 3 was following close behind to release their version being the trophy system in 2008. Throughout the years since that generation, other companies have followed suit with that same type of system. But out of the 3 big main game competitors, only Nintendo has never had a system like that, which likely can be contributed to the leadership at Nintendo such as Shigeru Miyamoto, the current director of Nintendo, where he has stated the following, quote, I don't like to use external factors to attract people to invest time in games. I hope that players can play games just because they enjoy it, end quote. Which, in part, can be understandable, but that is not giving achievement systems enough credit. Also, it does not help that Nintendo is slow to follow anything from the competition. If they wanted to, plus, with how Nintendo is going, they may likely charge for that ability to even have access to that system.
No, 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 no. Wait.
Do not give companies this idea, please. The question is, why have developers and companies even bothered in creating these systems? Achievements from the time they have been introduced have the mindset behind their existence is to extend the longevity and motivation of the game. Also to give players more than simply completing the game, which is typically to find all of its secrets and complete all of its challenges, adding on to the overall value of the title. More often than not, the achievements are just arbitrary challenges created by the developers that follow the goals of the game, or can be secondary goals that can be completed before a larger milestone, such as completing a level, but do not interfere with the normal progression if followed. Typically, achievements depending on if a game award is given may make the game easier, such as a health upgrade or stamina upgrade. In the case of some secrets, such as the classic secret from Super Mario Bros. On the NES, with the hidden warp pipes allowing the player to skip possibly multiple levels at the same time. The other form of secondary achievements, as discussed before, may be to complete a level or the game in an abnormal fashion, whether it be doing certain actions, timing such as speedrunning, score, etc. An additional motivation for players beyond the satisfaction and bragging rights, which is documented more easily in a modern sense, is to get achievements improving their general cross-title overall score, known as Gamer Score on Xbox, Trophy Level on PlayStation, and Achievement Showcase or Rarest Achievements on Steam. Most often, it's typically a competition between friends and people that may know each other online to see who may get a higher overall score, but can also be a general competition between a larger set of people, such as a public high scoreboard, with some people who go out of their way to make it their goal after completing the game that are hunting down achievements are referred to as achievement hunters. If you have looked up how to get an achievement before, then you have likely run across a website and or YouTube video of these achievement hunters doing exactly that in the most efficient manner. While achievements in an overall sense can be considered good for games, what are the? The argument has been made by various people throughout the years with the modern multi-game achievement systems that they detract from the experience, where the player may just focus on getting achievements instead of enjoying the game or dragging out the value of the game. While the argument in opposition to that claim is that achievements are motivational and a part of the engagement. If achievements were not a part of the game, then they would have not played as much of it or challenged themselves, such as with a difficulty challenge. The pros and cons of multi-game achievement systems are not easy to break down. Some of the pros being that it can effectively extend the life of that game, assist players to experience the full extent or a lot more of the content within that game, and provide players with some straightforward, most of the time,
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
game goal. The multi-game achievement system is a motivational mechanism, and if a player is interested in getting more achievements with a game they enjoy, then in turn they will pay a lot more attention to that system. But some of the achievements that are part of games can be a very mixed bag. Some games allow the player to get most, if not all, the achievements before the end of the game because they are either easily obtained through normal gameplay, easier challenges, or not a lot of achievements to begin with. While on the opposite end, you have games with hundreds of achievements that may have been included because of additions to the game over time, but even so feel never-ending and just tedious due to the sheer volume. More often, games typically have a happy medium of a reasonable amount of achievements with some challenges, but often have one or two insanely difficult achievements that next to no one has because of the insanity of it. That is where the mixed bag of achievements really shows because of the potential lack of proper difficulty scaling, where even with achievements, the difficulty curve mindset should be looked at by developers and determined is an incredibly difficult challenge worth adding to the achievement pool. This also includes more vague or confusing achievements that do not give much of a hint to what the player should do or even obtain it. When it comes to multiplayer games including achievements, that becomes a potential mixed bag within itself. Depending when a player is actively playing that game, where the multiplayer population is low at that time, or has been for some time if it's an older multiplayer game, will possibly significantly increase the difficulty to obtain those achievements. With problems such as these, most players will either give up on trying to get most, if not all, of the achievements that they may have been interested in due to the lack of good motivation. For a game to have achievements that the player wants to get during or after a main part of the playthrough requires motivation from the player but also from the game itself, where the achievements are reasonable to obtain no matter the time and do not waste a large chunk of the player's time just for an attempt for that achievement, i.e. speedrunning achievements that require the player to play a full level or the entire game with an extreme difficulty condition on it. With how some games have been designed with achievements in mind, such as contingent achievements, where beyond the achievement given to the player, they are also rewarded in-game with something as well, typically being an item that you cannot get easily or at all outside of it. This type of design is heavily seen with roguelikes, and because of that, players just focus on getting achievements instead of just playing the game normally and getting them as they go, unless they are hunting for any missing achievements. Because of that problem becoming more common, the argument can be made that achievements should be hidden, or at least hidden up to a point in the game where they have to have completed enough of it to then unveil what they had yet to do. This can be an improvement to overall achievements in games, let alone contingent achievements, where it can foster a curiosity of what more is there to the game and secrets it may have. Is it worth doing this to all games or just games that have contingent achievements? That is a difficult question to argue on either side of. At the end of the day, no matter the good and bad of achievements in games and how they can overall affect how a player interacts with the game, games can be played without needing achievements at all. Just look at Nintendo and how they still do not have a system like that. Yet Nintendo and its games are doing just fine without that system. Whether or not a game developer adds achievements to their game, if the game is good, then most players will be more than happy to play it. Thank you for watching my video, very much appreciated, and I hope to see you next time.